there's one thing that I have to say that I am guilty of. I like to take a look at my subscriber count, and I like to see how many people are following me. Now, yeah, it's not really something special if you have so many people watching you and you don't really engage with much people on your channel. Now, it's not saying that that's something that I don't like to do. I love to respond to my comments. I love to talk to my friends in the community via YouTube, via Twitter, via Facebook, whatever. But when it comes to the numbers, it's true. The larger numbers really shouldn't matter. It's really about the quality of people that are watching your show. And one of the bigger controversies earlier this year was that guy Logan Paul, who has millions and millions of subscribers, but he made such a controversial video, and people try to wonder, why do so many people watch juvenile videos like that, and very few people watch videos that are very similar to people like me? Because I watch those kinds of people. I really like to see what their insight is on just about anything, even if it's a topic that I'm not interested in. If they are passionate about it, if they're engaging their fans about it, then those are people that are really worth watching. So it's not just about the quality of people that you have watching you, it's also about the quality of people that you watch as a YouTube viewer. And quality is uplifting, quality makes you think, quality really makes you want to engage and communicate with people that are complete strangers at certain points in time. And I have actually made real friendships through some of those quality YouTubers that I've been watching over the years, and it has been so amazing to really branch out and get to know people who you may not have many of those kinds of people in real life, people who share your passions just as strongly as you do, but when you meet those types of people, it's incredible about the quality friendships that will be forged just by a simple hello or a comment on a YouTube channel. So, yeah, it's fun to look at the numbers because it's fun to notice that you're reaching out and you're expanding. And yes, to a certain degree, the more subscribers you have, the more people will be watching you and the more exposure you will get. So more people will find your quality of work. But at the same time, while your channels are growing, don't try and lose the concept of that quality. Stay engaged as much as you possibly can. If you're getting too overwhelmed, take a break. Be honest and be truthful, and people will definitely appreciate your quality rather than the quantity of subscribers that are following you. People who are smaller YouTubers, who have less than 1,000 subscribers and less than a certain amount of watch time, are no longer allowed to have their videos monetized. A lot of people are angry about that. Luckily, I didn't fall into that trap, but believe me, I'm not happy about this, because YouTube is really showing that they are no longer a free platform for people to just upload whatever they want. They're a business now, and small YouTubers apparently don't make them the money that they want. Now it's based on what advertisers want, and that's what's making them their money. And it's really, really sad to know that this is what YouTube has become, because that's what it was not supposed to be. Well, I don't know what the executives actually thought about it. Maybe this is exactly what they wanted it to be, and the only way to make it what they wanted it to be was to let little people do their dirty work for them so they can finally break out and show their true colors. I really hope that that's not the case. But if you enjoy making YouTube videos, do not stop making them. Okay? I may not have fallen into this trap, but if I were to have lost my monetization, would I stop making videos? Absolutely not. I have become too much of a staple in this community. I have made too many friends thanks to YouTube. I have met a whole bunch of new people thanks to YouTube. So there is no reason for me to stop making videos regardless of whether I make money off of them or not. I believe that people should be rewarded, especially with all the books that they buy, all the movies that they see, all the pops that they collect, but that's neither here nor there. The main purpose of YouTube is not about making money. It's a matter of community, a matter of getting your voice out there, and a matter of actually making some good lifelong friends. And that's why I'm so happy to have seen that because of the fact that we have all made such strong connections, the fact that we've commented, the fact that we follow each other on social media, and the fact that we have actually befriended ourselves in the real world as well. This is why the community is still strong. This is why people who had maybe 100 subscribers now have somewhere between 500 to 1,000. This is why people who have 1,000 subscribers at one point in time now actually have close to 1,500, maybe even 2,000. It was so amazing to see the community come together, talk to each other, shout each other's channels out, and we're still doing that. And that is something that I plan to do for the rest of the year and definitely beyond, because I love YouTube, I love this community, I love all my friends that I've made here, and that is why YouTube is never going to truly throw the small voices out the window. They may think that they have, but because of the fact that there are bigger voices who want the smaller voices to get louder thanks to communicating with each other and supporting each other, we are YouTube strong, we are powerful, and we are never, ever going to be silenced, because friends will be friends until the very end. Social media is definitely a positive tool. I mean, the fact that we're able to get in contact with people that we've never met before, or people that we know that just live such a great distance away, things like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr, it's so great to know that we have these pieces of technology that are great communication tools. But these should not be our livelihood. What I mean by that is they shouldn't be things that drive our daily lives. They're there for the sake of contacting people and letting people know how we're doing. We used to do the same thing 30 years ago, even 20 or 10 years ago, without this stuff. It was called calling people on the telephone or sending people letters in the mail. But social media just does things bigger, better, and faster. But the one thing that we cannot let social media do is take us over and make us only rely on social media for the sake of being happy, being motivated, and living good lives. We also shouldn't base our actions on what other people do in life. Likes and loves and smiles and thumbs up, those are always uplifting, but they shouldn't be the only thing that make your day complete. There's a whole world out there filled with amazing things to offer and so many people to enjoy these things with. And to just get up off your chair, open up that door, and go out, take a drive, take a walk, take a jog, meet people for dinner, meet people at the movie theater, meet people to just go for a walk in the park, or just sit on your front porch and talk about how the day goes. Yes, it's pretty much the same thing, except not digital. You're actually making true human connections either way. But the fact that you're actually in the presence of these people who you could connect with on social media, even here on YouTube, it's such an uplifting feeling to just be in their presence, and it just makes you feel so much better. It's one of the main reasons why I'm so thrilled that YouTube is not just about posting videos anymore. Not only are we making connections, we are actually going out and making efforts to meet these people who we've made these connections with. If we live in the same neighborhood, we go out and we actually have coffee with them. If there's a con going on, we all go together. The fact that I've met so many of my YouTube friends makes me feel so happy knowing that I actually have more friends in real life, and knowing that I have the ability to spend time with these people in the real world rather than just on a computer screen. That's what I truly mean about antisocial. It's not about locking yourself in your own personal space and communicating with the outside world through clicks and keyboards. It's about going out and making those connections in real life, because that will lead to wonderful things in your life. Great friendships, hopefully you'll find a soulmate connection, and through that, life will truly be ready to begin. I was curious about what was going on in the community here, specifically in the BookTube community. There's been a mass exodus. a lot of people who were loving making YouTube videos, loving sharing content with others. Heck, lots of people who I've even worked with, they're not making videos anymore. And I didn't really understand what caused them to stop making videos. Never really had a conversation with most of them, but maybe it's time that I should. But when Melissa over at The Bookish Babbler made a video about how she was very upset that people are not reviewing books anymore because of the fact that they're afraid that they're going to get called out, they're going to be labeled a bad name, they're going to be doxxed. They're just not doing these things anymore because they are afraid of what the outcome is going to be. But you want to know what I have to say to that? No. That's not the way it's supposed to be. As a matter of fact, the reason why I made a YouTube channel was specifically to throw my opinion out there. And you know something? She's absolutely right. Because I have seen some crazy things happen in YouTube, and let me just say, they are definitely things that'll make you throw up in your mouth a little bit. I myself was hit by one of these lunatics because I had a heated conversation about my attitude towards The Last Jedi, specifically about the female characters in that movie, and that I believe that there was poor representation, even though I am someone who adores strong female characters, from Wonder Woman to Wilma Flintstone to Princess Leia, you name it. But when people make women a certain way, and the only way to make them look strong is to make the men in the film or the book or the whatever it is look stupid? Wow, that is extremely low. And because of the fact that I felt this way, I was labeled as someone who should not be someone who is around women. I am a danger towards women, and I'm a danger to modern society. What the hell? What has happened to the minds of the average person in this country, or let alone this country, the world? This groupthink mentality is destroying our society. It is basically saying that you cannot have your own sense of individuality because you may not think the way that we do. So we basically have to be sheep. We basically have to be robots. This is something that we have fought to avoid for years. I remember when people always said to me, do not follow the crowd, be your own person, be a strong person, be a leader, not a follower. I don't necessarily believe that everybody should be painted with that broad of a brush. What I really want to do is dedicate this message to all of those privileged, living in their parents' house, getting everything whenever they ring a bell, kids out there who believe that they are making a difference. Because let me tell you something, you're not making a difference. As a matter of fact, you're being nothing but serious hypocrites. You scream against police brutality, yet you want the heads of dead cops. You say that women are being treated horribly and should not be sex objects, yet one of the most beloved novels on the bestseller list is 50 Shades of Grey. Crucify a movie like The Avengers Infinity War because it doesn't have gay representation when you know for a solid fact that it is going to be the highest grossing movie of all time, and you will be front and center seeing it because you just want to see Tom Hiddleston shake his thing. You know it to be true. Hypocrisy is what it's all about. All of you stupid little groupthink snowflakes. And it is time to stop. It is time to remember who you are, because you think you're fighting for a good cause. But let me tell you the truth. You're making things worse for the people who should be fighting this cause, or causes. You are coming down with a serious case of Invader Zim syndrome.
I put the fires out. You made them worse. Worse? Or better?
It is time to start thinking for yourselves. It is time to start figuring out who you are. And the only way for you to discover what you want to be and where you want to be, and more importantly, who you want to spend the rest of your life with, it is time to start making our opinions matter again. Because it is opinions that equal relevancy. And it is relevancy of the individual that makes us the amazing race on this planet that we are. And that, my friends, is the human race. And if you want to silence me and not let my opinion get out there because it needs to be said, and you know that it's not what you think, fuck you. Sorry for getting too long-winded. Sorry for getting so uppity, everybody. I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I will make a video like this, and I honestly have no idea what is going to happen to my channel after this. If you don't agree with me and you want me to be silenced and you want to unsubscribe to me, go ahead. You're just a number. It is quality, not quantity, that I truly care about, that I want subscribed to me on YouTube, and that I want to be following me on Twitter. I have been talking to so many fellow YouTubers over the past couple of weeks, and another thing that I have noticed is I get incredible feedback on videos that talk about what's going on in the world today in terms of being relevant, being an individual, and voicing your own opinions. But one of the few things that I cannot stand is just hearing people yell and scream and just fuss about the fact that this is all happening and something has to be done. Well, why don't you do something? Why do you have to give the reins to other people to fight the battles for you that you clearly want to join in on the fight? There is no reason why you should be afraid to express opinions that mean something to you. And quite frankly, you shouldn't be afraid, because we've almost hit the halfway point of Trump's first term as president. Yeah, in the way things are going, I'm pretty certain that he is going to be reelected for a second term. Those battle lines that were drawn, they're sort of quieting down a bit. People are actually finally starting to talk to one another and hear what other people are saying. But most importantly, a lot of people are suddenly starting to realize that things are a little bit better. Maybe not necessarily in terms of social factors, maybe not in terms of things that the media is talking about, whether you follow left-wing or right-wing news. But one of the few things that I know that a lot of people are very positive about is the fact that they have more money now. And they're actually able to go on vacations. They're actually able to put a little extra food in the fridge. They are also able to put a little bit of money towards their personal savings for bigger and better things, and at the same time, they're able to buy something that they've wanted to buy all the time. Money talks and bullshit walks, people, and if there's one thing that I am very happy about in terms of where we are as a country, is that the economy is getting better. But is it getting better for everybody? No. There's still some people that are suffering. There are still some people that are not getting jobs, and quite frankly, it's not our fault. It's not the president's fault. These are probably people that made bad decisions, chose wrong majors in college that don't get you prominent jobs. Because apparently, if you want to be a business major, you're a white supremacist. You've got to take a look at yourself, and you've got to take a look at some of the decisions that you've made. Because if you are still not happy in the job market that we're in right now, you definitely did something wrong with your life. And it's nobody else's fault but your own. And that's one of the other things that we have not been doing. A lot of people are not owning their own faults and their own problems. I did that, okay? I never, ever blamed anything on any action that I did. And maybe that's because of the fact that I had parents that when I made a mistake, they looked at me straight in the eye and said, "You screwed up, buddy, and now it's time for you to fix your problem." I can't blame the fact that I had good parenting, because that's another thing that a lot of people in this country, especially young people, don't have. Because parents need to be parents again. But now I'm officially rambling. The point that I'm trying to make is, everything that I've said up until this point, in this specific motivational moment, is things that need to be said by me, because I feel that they're important, and they do need to be said. And I want every single one of you, whether you agree with things that I talk about, or if you're on the other side of the spectrum and want to express yourself there, you have the right to do that, okay? We have a country that allows us to be free in terms of what we want to say. As long as we are in the guidelines of the law, and as long as we are not threatening people, we're allowed to say whatever the fuck we want, and we don't need to give a shit. And the more important thing in regards to this message is, the more vocal we are, regardless of what we believe in and where we stand. The fact that we talk, it gives more people the opportunity to listen. So, if you have something to say, make a video, retweet this video, put your comments in the box below, say something. Let me just say this about my channel. I don't give a fuck about what you want my channel to be, because this channel does not belong to you. This is my channel, my state of mind, and my opinions. I decided that I wanted to be a YouTuber. I decided that I wanted to voice my thoughts on movies. I'm the one that decided to broaden my horizons. I'm the one that decided that I wanted to be a YouTube mentor to people who also are looking to find their voices. That was not because of the fact that I saw other people doing it. Yes, I did see other people reviewing movies, but they're not me. That's not my unique spin. I want to voice my own opinions because other people have opinions to voice, and there's no reason why that shouldn't be the case. I've had so many conversations about this with so many different people, and I'm starting to see so many new YouTubers coming onto the scene that are basically saying that, I hope that you don't get offended by what I have to say, or I hope you're not triggered, or I hope that you are not going to unsubscribe. You know something? I don't care if you unsubscribe to me. I don't care if you think that I am weird because I hate The Princess Bride. I don't care if you think that I am insane because I feel positively about the Trump presidency. I don't care if you think that I am a self-centered asshole because I am just trying to put my name out there into the Twitterverse and all over social media because I want other people who are trying to find their YouTube identity know that there is an older and wiser person out there that wants to show them the ropes and wants to share his secrets. Because that's what it's all about. At some point in time, I'm not going to be here anymore, and the new blood is going to have to take over. I don't want to see this community crash and burn and be no more. I want this platform to remain as beautiful and as healthy and as vibrant as it is with independent thinkers and thought. I want to commend 3 specific newer YouTubers that are out there right now, and that is Courtney Reed's Hardcover Hannah and Pages and Panels. You want to know what I like about these 3 women? Because they don't care about what you think. They only care about what they love and what their passions are, and they want to share them. They will accept your comments, they will accept your feedback, but at the end of the day, it's their channels and they decide what they want to do. And you know something? That makes me proud, because that's how I've been feeling for so many years. It's my choices that make me who I am, and it is who I am that make me the relevant presence in this community. And let me just say this, I'm not going anywhere until I choose to. Now, cross the line is a term that people get very intimidated by, and some people even get very fearful of it. But it can be a different way of expressing yourself. What I mean by crossing the line is, if there is something that you feel that is on your mind, and it is just something that you don't do on your channel when you hit that record button, if you feel that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, if you're thinking of an idea that is outside the box, if you feel that it's an unpopular opinion, cross that line. You should never be intimidated of expressing your true self. And that is one of the things that we are truly starting to lose in a culture like American culture, and that is a darn shame, because our founding fathers built this country on freedom, on free expression, of being an individual. And especially now with the hashtag walk awake in the world of politics, we are seeing these people who are progressive-minded, people who are fighting for the little guy, people who are Democrats, liberals, centrist liberals. They are realizing that this new groupthink / possible socialist mentality that is now the left wing of politics and the left wing of social issues is not what they signed up for. They're walking away from these lunatics, and they're trying to bring those values that they believe in back into the culture. They may be following the conservatives. They may not be. But the most important thing is they are crossing that line because they feel that they need to do what is right. And you need to feel that way too. Whether if it's a political thing, whether if it's a social thing, or whether it is just something that you as a person believe in and want to share with other people. Does everybody have to agree with you? Of course not. That is what freedom is all about. And it's just also very uplifting to see that there are people in this community that are starting to step out of their comfort zones, that are starting to express their minds, and they're starting to exchange ideas with people that others don't even know even exist. That is wonderful, and that's the way it's supposed to be. When are we all going to realize that individuality is what makes people, that makes society, that makes this world truly spectacular and an adventure every single day that we wake up in the morning? We have to keep feeling that way when we wake up in the morning, because if there is nothing to strive for, if there are no individual goals to achieve, if there is no freedom, why even bother waking up in the morning? Cross that line, because it will make all the difference in the world for you and for everybody else around you. And if people have more than half a brain in their heads, they will just respect you for being you. Something weird happened to me a couple of weeks back. Apparently, one of my Sunday sit-downs triggered a couple of people. Apparently, there was a message that was gained from something that I said because I was having a very important discussion with my friend April from April Sarah. We were talking about YA, and then we came to the topic of trigger warnings. And that topic went into a couple of different areas that are very touchy for some, and sometimes not for many. But when we let that go, we finished the episode, it was great. A month later, I start getting messages about people saying that I said something wrong. And then I found out what it was. If I really came across as saying something like that, I would have offended myself. So I'm not sorry about what I said, because I wasn't trying to be offensive, and my words weren't supposed to be offensive. I was just voicing an opinion that when people have bad things happen to them, they are not going to have to be miserable for the rest of their lives. With a positive support system, they can continue to live and have happy lives. Yes, really, really bad things can happen to people. Bad things have happened to me. Before I made a YouTube channel, you guys have no idea about some of the dark places that I found. I know what it's like to be in very dark places, even though there are so many different kinds. But one of the few things that I do know is that when you officially find the bottom, the only way to go is up. And if you don't believe in that, regardless of the evil that is out there that can truly hurt someone truly, truly deep, then I don't really know what to say to you. There is always light in the darkness. And I know there are people out there that will never be able to find that light. And if the worst happens, it's heartbreaking, it's gut-wrenching, and it's absolutely horrible. But you can find that light. You just need to believe and have the confidence in yourself. And there are people in your life, especially if you haven't pushed them away, they will truly be there for you because they are a true blessing for you. They are a gift. I'm not sorry that I said what I said, because I have nothing to be sorry about. But I am sorry for people who took those words and turned them into something truly horrifying. And it makes me really wonder about what's going on in their minds. Even though I'm a very helpful person and only someone that wants good things for good people, sometimes people just can't be helped. One of the few things that I'm very upset about when it comes to society today is the fact that nobody is listening to anybody anymore. And it's not that nobody can listen to anybody, it's the fact that nobody wants to listen to anybody. My opinion is my opinion, your opinion is bullshit, I don't want to listen to what you have to say because you're wrong and my opinion is right. That's not how society is supposed to function properly. We have the right to say what we want to say, we have the rights to feel how we want to feel about certain things, but we have to give respect to other people regardless of how they feel, especially if they disagree with you. You have to be willing to listen alongside being willing to voice your opinion, because one of the few things that you need to understand is you can feel passionately about anything. You're allowed to have those opinions, but as long as you welcome the ability of other people to give you different perspectives and different attitudes, if you put that higher on the totem pole, so to speak, than your own personal thoughts and opinions, then these two things will hit their halfway point, and you will find a common ground. That is what I try to strive for, especially in the times that we are right now. There's a lot of things that people can disagree on based on how I feel about certain things. I have gotten so many comments from people about how they don't like what I've said about certain movies, certain songs, certain things in general, but one of the few things that I always make sure of is, especially if the person was not rude or spiteful or hateful, I like to see what they had to say and then give my own perspective on what they said, and then follow it up a little bit more on how I feel about it. And that's where a discussion comes. That's where dialogue is shared. That is where common ground can be found. And that is the most important thing. You have to be willing to listen. That is why you have two of these. They outnumber one of these. And the more that you listen, the more that people will listen to you and respect and welcome you and your own personal opinions. Thank you very much for joining me today, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. You know how much I love to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to the next update. There might be a couple of surprises in store, but until then, I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words. We've finally gotten some cold weather in the air, which means only one thing. No, it's not the pumpkin spice. No, it's not the football. It's the fact that very soon the holiday season is going to be upon us. And along with getting so many great gifts, being with friends and loved ones, one of the most important things that happens during the holiday season is when we gather together and we reflect on everything that has happened up until this point, at least as far back as we can go, and be grateful for everything that has been given to us. One of the few things that I have learned in the past couple of years, specifically with the rough climate and the divide between the people in America as well as people around the world, is one of the few things that people have harped upon in the regards of looking for true happiness in this world is the concept of gratitude. Being thankful for what you have, being thankful for the ability to strive even further than what you already have, and the further you go, the more grateful you will be for all of the things that you have accomplished when you look back on the road that is behind you, and more importantly, be excited for what's on the road ahead. One of the few things that I have realized about myself, even long before the concept of gratitude started showing up a lot more often, is that life, for me, has definitely seen some hurdles and has seen some challenges, and even though I know that there are people that have had it much worse off than I have, one of the few things that I have learned is to always be thankful for the accomplishments that you have made, but more importantly, be grateful for all of those who sacrificed for you, who have been there for you and have always coached you and supported you to make sure that you realized your own potential to see how far you could take it. If it wasn't for me being gracious and having gratitude in my life, I never would have been thankful for the fact that I got a college education, the fact that I was in a job that I knew that was wrong for me, and yet when someone very important to me came into my life, of course, is my wife, I realized that I had to move forward. But I was so thankful for the fact that all of these things had happened before because they were all learning experiences. I was able to truly gain knowledge and wisdom from all of the misguided steps that I took on my own, as well as possibly someone who may have given me some bad advice, because it happens, but I always realize that it's not always a step backwards, it's a step to the side, and through that, you still try your very best to proceed forward. And now, I take a look at myself at this moment in time. I have a new career. I have a master's degree. I am married to someone who loves me and appreciates me for who I am, even though I can be a little bit out there at times. And now I am taking another major step in my life, which is being a homeowner and turning a house into a home. Nothing can describe how truly grateful I am for everybody who has been there for me, who has supported me. Whether it's parents, whether it's good friends, whether it's you guys who always give me motivational comments in almost all the videos that I post. I am grateful for you and for all that you guys have done for me and supported me for the last 8 years. And let me tell you, I am excited for the next step forward, a wonderful holiday season, and a hopefully even stronger 2019, because 2018, at least for me, was incredible. And it can only get better from there if I keep moving forward and keep reminding myself to be thankful for all the reasons that I got to where I am today. When I take a look at what my channel was back in 2011, and take a look at what it is going into 2019, I cannot believe what it has become. I just thought that this was going to be a channel where I talked about music, movies, and television. And while that is a predominant thing in my channel, it has become so much more. Never in my life did I think I was going to be talking about books. I never thought that I would be talking about politics. I never thought that I would be talking about things with other YouTubers in real time. I never thought that I would actually build friendships, meet people, go to BookCon, actually find out that a YouTuber lived near me and became one of my very good friends. You all played a part in turning my channel into what it is today. And whether you agree or disagree with the things that I say on my channel, you have to realize that you are the reason why I am what I am in these communities and on this platform. I don't care if you think that I am offending. I don't care if you feel that I don't belong here. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and just make the videos that I want to make. And you want to know what the greatest part about that is? When I make these videos, you watch, you comment, and you like it. Admit that. And if you hate it, you're obviously not watching me anymore. And you know something? I really don't care, because it's always quality over quantity. But always remember, whenever your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome makes a video, reaches out on Twitter, promotes a channel, and just does everything that a friendly neighborhood lawn gnome does, you are the reasons why it happens. You are the reasons why the lawn gnome has been here for going on 9 years. So, whether you're happy about it, or just extremely pissed off about it, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.